I apologize for the delayed post. I wasn't sure what kind of videos to create, which is quite ironic considering the recent update that made every operator usable, or so they say. With each update, the game becomes more and more complicated. Personally, I feel that the reworks of these other operators are not as strong as our epics. However, what bugs me is that they cost the same amount of gold as regular epics. I spent 20k gold on Jason, and while I managed to get him to 4.5 stars, I only have 1 or 2 highlights from his gameplay. Maybe it's just something new, but staying alive has become so difficult. Some of you guys might survive at lower levels, but at my stage it was tough. Furthermore, these other operators also have limited talents, which I'm sure will be fixed in future updates. Each of them needs unique talents for their 6th and 10th levels. Again, it feels like these operators die too quickly, unlike regular epics. First of all, Capisce, I wanted to use his melee attack ability while dodging. The bayonet can be used for close combat, giving the same effect when he rolls. I had some good moments with him, but they were just scattered here and there. This ability is amazing for close-range fights, as long as it works. But don't expect to dash around and kill someone out in the open on open maps. Now, with the new star system, these operators function quite similarly to the gun system. Just like the guns, you need to upgrade these operators beyond 4 stars to fully utilize their potential. While Capisce performs well with the kilter, I noticed that he struggles to take down high-level operators with his bayonet. He has the melee damage talent, but it's hard to gauge how much it will increase since we can't see any other numbers aside from operators' health. I've played Victor in a few zombie games, and it's pretty fun because it opens up more options for more loadouts. I tried using missile defense and the wire to see what they would do, and it was definitely enjoyable when the boss couldn't kill us with rockets. But you know what I loved the most? When he used the kilter and reloaded, he moved insanely fast. Each gun has a different weight, so the MGL reload movement speed wouldn't be the same as the kilter's speed. I had a funny moment when this guy ran at me while reloading just to taser me and then run away. One of the best things to pair him with is the injector, as it helps to compensate for the slow reloading time and gives him even more speed to get around. Joe, oh Joe, what can I say about you, you bald motherf***? First of all, Joe has a radius that shows where his fire rate increase takes effect. I thought he would be great with the old shotgun due to his increased fire rate up close. I gave it a try, but I quickly realized that the old shotgun is still weak. No matter how much faster he shoots it, he ends up dying faster. Eventually, I found myself wondering why I couldn't just use the XL20 since Joe can shoot it faster than others. There were moments when I managed to beat people over and over again. However, my loadout proved to be weak against flashers and smoke. But you know what else I noticed? This faster shooting when close to enemies is actually a double-edged sword. It's a blessing and a curse. Most of the time, you don't know where people are, or where you'll end up. We don't play the game assuming that we're better here and bad there. We just run in and try to get kills. Operators die too fast for anyone to really analyze where they should be and what percentage of health they have. Eventually, I just didn't enjoy his fire rate limitation. So what I did was end up using Hawk instead. Why settle for limited fire rates when you can have a 60% fire rate all the time? But somehow, he even misses his shotgun shells. The shots are insanely fast when they land. My 4-star Hawk would die from one XL20 shot, while I had to 2-bullet kill people. When you see me injected here, I shoot my 2 bullets before Chun-Li can shoot hers. I would most likely have died there if I didn't have that help. I wish some of these operators had the ability to survive mines. I couldn't play him even though he would kill faster. He just died faster than he could kill. For me, I enjoy using the F8 because it allows me to see more of the map and always know what's happening around me. Since my screen ratio is different from most people's, I can't see individuals approaching from the sides. The difference in viewing is significant between the F8 and any other gun while moving around. I noticed that Spencer has better accuracy, similar to JB, so I equipped him with the F8. He also has the ability to move faster when he is away from enemies. You can see how quick he moves when I switch to the Lupera. However, his movement ability is only effective when he is far away from enemies. I had great results with him, but I questioned why I would need to use this operator if I already have JB, which costs the same. At 3.5 stars, he can die easily, but he feels fun to move around with and escape from certain situations. However, if he's caught off guard, I feel he can't defend himself against enemies like JB can. I played him a lot and wondered if his movement speed is useful with a machine gun. It was more challenging because, again, my viewing range isn't the best, so I often struggled to use the machine gun effectively. I think if he were at a higher level, he might be more useful to me, but I wonder if there would be a significant difference between him and JB. He tends to die more frequently at that level when using the machine gun because it requires a lot of up-close and personal combat. Then I thought maybe there is a middle ground. Why don't I try using the assault rifle and see how he performs? Again, he does well with these guns, but he's too weak to survive for me. When it comes to complicated loadouts, Valera is the most annoying operator to understand and predict. His shooting ability increases when his health is low, and since you never really keep an eye on your health, it's hard to know when it goes up or down. Additionally, when you make a kill, your healing ability helps increase your health by 50%. I find it more complex to pay attention to all of that compared to simply playing the game. It's difficult for me to assume that, at any given moment, he will have enough health for me to use his abilities effectively. I can't rely on getting into a shootout assuming that I can outshoot someone, even though it may sound like a viable strategy. Furthermore, his health isn't high enough for me to attempt such a tactic, and I'm not entirely sure if I can fully grasp his complicated abilities. He also misses too many shots, which renders the F8 useless. Even with my gold mods, I would still be defeated by someone wielding an orange or purple mod of JB. As a result, I ended up using the old OS sniper to see how it would perform instead of the F8. I believe this sniper is much more useful for Valera, but I struggled with dealing with flashes and smokes since they were so prevalent. I tried to play as much as I could, but I couldn't seem to complete a full game without encountering opponents like Sloy, Sharon, or Ray popping up. Additionally, if there was someone who could consistently shoot the OS sniper faster, that would obviously lead to my demise more quickly than my unorthodox ability to only shoot faster when Valera's health is low. I moved on from him after a few games because of those struggles. Then I ended up using Jason, whom I praised. It upsets me that all these other operators cost the same amount as an epic. I spent 20k gold on Jason, and at 4.5 stars, he feels the same as when he did at 3 stars. He dies fast and makes it really hard to utilize his abilities. I loved that he could unlock dash every time he got a kill, and it became even more useful when his ammunition reloaded after dashing. I'm still trying to master this ability with the XL20. Out of all the games I've played with him, I only got one good clip, but it felt amazing. That's why I invested so much in him. I believe he becomes a lot more useful when fully upgraded, but it's tough to spend so much when he dies so quickly. He's like a magnet for enemy bullets, yet I did find him 20% more useful when he was upgraded. It's crucial not to use his dash abilities unless absolutely necessary, or else you'll find yourself trying to run away when your bullets miss. This guy, with this loadout, has to be a complete ninja and always hide because he tends to be more effective that way. I wonder if I should max him. Let me know if I should invest all my gold in this guy just to see what he can really do. I don't really know what else to say about him. I didn't care about using any other guns with him because it feels like he was made for the XL20. Due to that, he is difficult to play in open maps. Again, try not to use your dash unless necessary. Dying from Sharon's was annoying because in those cases, you'd run out of your dash and be left with only 2 shots. I died a lot from them because I couldn't see them coming with a limited view range. It made me more cautious and threw off my game. I ended up quitting on these operators just to put Moses back in the game. I tried using the melee with Moses and the shield, but honestly, I don't understand why you guys find it useful because it's really slow to navigate. Usually, I use the Lupra for him, but I found the melee to be more useful for regular use instead of shield use. I also switched back to the XL20 on Moses because a lot of people were giving me a hard time, so I thought I could make it difficult for them too. I had to completely rearrange his talents to make him useful, and I got tired of using the shield, so I ended up taking it off. I added adrenaline with EMP and a reload talent to give him more bullet opportunities. I also noticed that he moves a lot slower without kilter, so I had to add some movement speed talents as well. He feels like a bully in small spaces, chasing after people. Personally, I just find it more enjoyable to run around freely instead of relying on the shield all the time. It does help when at least one of your teammates has the shield. I'm keeping Moses in this state for now because I find him more useful for my gameplay. He just feels good, like finally an operator that doesn't die quickly. But of course, there are still struggles with him, like not being able to see in smoke. So, at this point, I started using my Miro to deal with smoke, and I still kept the F8 on him. However, I noticed that after the update, it's become extremely difficult to use the F8 with Miro because he misses so many shots. It's frustrating because there are still moments where he shines, but at max F8, he isn't the same as he was before the recent update. This is what bothers me about the game. Nothing feels stable. One day your loadout is great, and the next day you can barely use it. I ended up going back to using the AR. It's strange how it suddenly feels like you found the answer just by switching guns, but it might not always be this good. This gun feels effective for mid-range maps, and it gives me more control compared to the F8. More shots actually land on the enemy if everything is working properly. However, it makes him weak in open maps without someone throwing smoke. He tends to die easily from F8 shots when trying to approach. Often, I couldn't use him unless the timing was absolutely perfect in the right scenario. My gameplay remains the same, and maybe that's why I'm having a hard time creating content, aside from being busy this whole month. Honestly, it's just a go with the flow type of loadout that I need to get used to and seek help from my squads. Lastly, I think the update that nerfed Miro and F8's abilities might have actually boosted JB, unless it's because I got him the 9th talent. Every operator that I used for this video had JB in the background, ready to take over when needed. JB is incredibly useful, and I can't explain it, but I've noticed that somehow I outshoot every enemy when it's a one-on-one situation. It could be due to my fire raids talents, which are extremely useful and make it more fun, especially since others have maxed out operators with 10 talents, yet here I am taking them down with my 4.5-star JB. I enjoy it a lot, but I struggle when there's smoke or flashes. In those cases, I bring out Miro, and if it's a small map, I try to bring in Moses to take charge. In the end, I ended up playing with all these epic operators, and I spent most of my gold on Jason and some on Hawk. As I mentioned at the beginning, these other operators are fun to play and fun to look at, especially if you have a team that supports and protects them. They become a lot more useful. However, compared to a level 4 or 5 epic operator, it doesn't feel like these other operators can survive a shootout. Many times, I find myself dying quickly after a dash with these other operators, as if they're magnets for bullets. They die so quickly. I believe there has to be a difference between epics and these other operators, and in this scenario, I think it's the fact that they die so fast. These other operators are fragile. They're definitely fun to play and fun to look at, but personally, I don't have enough resources to upgrade them. Hopefully, Panzer Dog gives me enough resources so I can fully explore their capabilities. But for now, they are difficult for me to use with 4.5 stars and below. What do you all think? Am I the only one struggling with these operators? This video is literally me thinking and experimenting with operators, trying to figure out what works, and it was disappointing that I ended up with epics in my loadout again. Big shout out to the channel members for sticking by me like these epic operators. You guys are amazing, and I apologize for the delay in videos. This month has been busy for me. Sometimes it becomes difficult to make a video when nothing seems to work for you. Let me know in the comments what your favorite operators are after 1 week of the rework. I know Boris is a fun one, but if you get flashed,
बाजीगर, सबसे अलग सबसे असली डिफरेंट कैलिबर। हमसे मस्ती सीधा पप्पी तेरे आंसू पर। हम गेम रखते मुट्ठी में, हाँ जादूगर आए बाजीगर बाजीगर। मैं बाजीगर, सबसे अलग सबसे असली डिफरेंट कैलिबर। हमसे मस्ती सीधा पप्पी तेरे आंसू पर। हम गेम रखते मुट्ठी में, हाँ जादूगर आए बाजीगर बाजीगर। तीसरा एल्बम, तीसरी बार चैंपियन, लेगेसी बैंकर, वुड लाइफ भी फैशन, सावले दोस्त वो भेजते हैं टैल्कम, किचन में राशन, कलम में पैशन, ऑर्डर फिर कैश दे देंगे तो हम मैं बाजीगर, सबसे अलग सबसे असली डिफरेंट कैलिबर। हमसे मस्ती सीधा पप्पी तेरे आंसू पर। हम गेम रखते मुट्ठी में, हाँ जादूगर आए बाजीगर बाजीगर। मैं बाजीगर, सबसे अलग सबसे असली डिफरेंट कैलिबर। हमसे मस्ती सीधा पप्पी तेरे आंसू पर। हम गेम रखते मुट्ठी में, हाँ जादूगर आए बाजीगर बाजीगर।
Hey, fuck these hoes and don't speak about it. Wingspan white, don't reach around it. Main man dash shit, cut me close, we can't up a force, we got beef around it. I got tricks around it, the piece around it. If they ice it, nigga, build a ring around it. Made a pot, you're not in the speak about it. Even got LeBron James on the keep it stylish on the wrist. That's my click, I'm a dog, that's my bitch. Close your eyes, it's just my wrist. Hold my sleep, that shit don't fit in no different Raquel song. So pull up in shell toes, still talking on telephone. My people was moving up right to the smelling and then they giving them elbows. Hey, I'm crashing with somebody think of me. I've been riding dirty, got a piece of me. I still cracking, still like it's chameleon crackers. And he flip the bottle till it's Easter pixie. I made a lot of money, now I eat for free. 50 comments on my collar, but I keep it seats. I got so much jewelry in the thing, you beat it. Any piece they ain't just gon' lick to me.
मैं बाजीगर, सबसे अलग सबसे असली डिफरेंट कैलिबर। हमसे मस्ती सीधा पप्पी तेरे आंसू पर। हम गेम रखते मुट्ठी में, हाँ जादूगर आए बाजीगर बाजीगर। मैं बाजीगर, सबसे अलग सबसे असली डिफरेंट कैलिबर। हमसे मस्ती सीधा पप्पी तेरे आंसू पर। हम गेम रखते मुट्ठी में, हाँ जादूगर आए बाजीगर बाजीगर।
Baby, I'm a gangster too. It takes two to tango. You don't wanna mess with me. Baby, I'm a gangster too. Baby, I'm a gangster too. Baby, I'm a gangster too.
On my knees in the night, damn. Bang it. On my knees in the night, damn. Prayers in the street light.
Baby, I'm a gangster too. It takes two to tango. You don't wanna mess with me. Baby, I'm a gangster too. Baby, I'm a gangster too.
On my knees in the night, damn. Bang it. On my knees in the night, damn. Prayers in the street light.
Baby, I'm a gangster too. It takes two to tango. You don't wanna mess with me. Baby, I'm a gangster too.